Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
It seems to run on some form of electricity.
And it was wrong. It was a bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call.
Bad call.
Some are good for fighting, others for dying.
It's just two movies.
Oh, welcome back to another episode of It's Just Two Movies. My name's Daniel King. Jackson back in the house today. You know the rundown if you've ever seen the show before. If you have not, we watch a good movie. We watch a bad movie. We talk about them. They usually have something in common. We got a pretty good, solid link today between the good film and the bad film. This was my pick because we're still doing our Halloween special, the Ween.
The Ween.
I went with what movie did we watch? Oh, we watched Train to Busan.
Busan or Busan?
I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not really into looking up things, so
I don't Google information.
What I really like to do is just see a Facebook post and go, that's
what I'm gonna go with.
That's the holy text right there.
It's fact now. I've read it off Susan's post.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Train to Busan or Train to Busan.
It sounds better, Busan.
Yeah, Busan does sound better. We'll go with that.
Busan sounds American.
Busan does sound American.
So
but it might be.
Busan.
Anyway, it's a Korean film. It's a zombie flick, if you've never seen it. And I love it. It's probably my favorite zombie thing ever. But before we get into that, Jackson, how you been, bro?
Me? I am, living the dream. Working. And
doesn't sound like a dream to me. I'm normally like fighting a giant, fully dressed Christmas ham or something in a dream.
Yeah, no, I've been busy. It's been a minute since I've been here.
With me doing the Halloween special, the Ween, we have so many guests on the show, and I'm kind of trying to get everybody in for one spot because it's a limited amount of episodes.
Yeah.
So it's like one guy, he's like Justin came over. He did one of the episodes with us, and he's like, oh, man, I'm down to do it again. Like, great, I would love to have you back on the show again. But it's probably going to be December or January before that happens.
Booking guest. Booking guests now.
Well, we've got, yeah. So we've got a bunch of guests booked up for the Ween. This is, I can tell you how many episodes of the Ween are left right now. Let's see here. That one. There is 1, 2, 3. 3 more episodes of the Ween. Wait.
Is that right? Is there 3?
Yeah. Okay, so there's this one that's coming out. This will come out on a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
The next episode that comes out will actually be the last episode of the Halloween special.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's
3 more.
Then we're going to do like an award show. We're finally going to do our like Low-Fill Awards.
Oh, right.
And then I'm going to do put a clip show together. And then I think we're going to do one brief episode. We're going to do one like a Thanksgiving spot because that's when our podcast came out, was right around Thanksgiving of last year. So
I didn't know that.
We're going to do one short episode.
It's only been a year?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I feel like you've been doing this for a long time.
I also feel like I've been doing it for a long time. But it's a labor of love. Certainly a lot of hours go into it. Anyway, we'll just let's go ahead and get into it, man. Train to Busan. Train to Busan.
My opinion of it, I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
Oh, that's good, man. I was curious because I was really trying to think of what would Jackson like, because I have an idea of how your taste leans.
Yeah.
So I always want to pick something that I think that you'll like. Doesn't always work out.
I mean, for the most part, we've picked some pretty good movies.
Yeah. So if you've never seen Train to Busan, it is this is a horror action film, hour 58 runtime, 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb, 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, 72% on Metacritic, 95% of Google users like this movie. Release date July 2016 in South Korea. This is a Korean film directed by Yeon Sang-ho, starring Gong Yoo, Young Sang-ho, Don Lee, Kim Soo-an.
I don't think anyone's going to remember those names.
Young Yoo-mi, Choi Woo-shik, Soo-hee, and a bunch of other people that I'm sure I am butchering those pronunciations, but honestly, I think they're probably pretty close.
You're probably pretty close.
I think they're probably pretty close. I would think all these people would give me a tiny little golf clap for the effort alone. Yeah. But this movie's fucking fantastic. It is in Korean, so if you have like you can't read, you should probably go to public school and learn how to read, and then you can watch foreign films that are incredible.
Is it dubbed? Is there a dubbed version?
I don't know if there was. I wouldn't watch it. Have you seen Squid Game?
I have. I was going to ask you the same.
If I could go back and do it again, because I didn't think about it until I was in episode 2 or 3.
Right.
I wish I would have went back and actually watched it in Korean with English subtitles instead of watching the dub.
That's how I would prefer it, just to watch the subtitles.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of hardcore on that. Like,
well, the subtitles are better.
Yeah.
Because you do lose a lot in translation.
But even like with like anime or cartoons, I'm like, I'd rather watch the sub version than the dub version.
I don't really have an allegiance with that. I guess when I watch anime, it's normally like I kind of just have it on in the background while I'm doing other shit.
Right.
So I would rather have it. I would rather have it dubbed so I don't miss anything.
That definitely makes sense. I like it because I'm like watching. It's like watching a real life comic book. Like,
yeah, I get
that's
you.
like real time,
or a manga,
or
a manga.
Manga.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. Where were we going with the Squid Games?
So let's do a shot.
Okay, we can do that too.
Tell me about Squid Games. What about them?
So I didn't realize it was going to be popular, and I was like, just saw it on Netflix, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I like it.
There's another really great series on Netflix that didn't get as much clout as Squid Games called Alice in Borderland. You familiar with that?
I haven't.
Oh, dude, it's amazing. It's kind of the same. There's like weird twisted games going on, but the fluff is different.
Is it Korean?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's Korean or it's Japanese, but I think Alice in Borderland is probably also Korean.
So
Chin Chin.
Oh, yeah.
Teeny tiny little Jägermeister shots. This episode brought to you by Jägermeister. Jägermeister.
Ow.
Oh, swing and a miss. Okay, so let's get into it. This, you know what? Let's mix it up. Let's do some non-spoiler shit up top, and then we'll go full tilt spoilers, because I didn't take, like, chronological notes. I was just like, I like this bit. I like this bit. I like this thing.
Yeah, so, man.
So, if you had to tell somebody what this movie's about without spoiling it, what would you say the synopsis of this film is?
I usually butcher this. I think I'm going to do it again.
You think you're going to butcher it again?
Because I'm like, here's what it's about in a 14 paragraph sentence instead of like 2 words.
Yeah, like just a couple, like 2 sentences.
It's about a zombie movie where people get infected.
Okay. All right.
And they're on a train.
You're not wrong.
And they're they realize during the train ride, they're in a zombie movie.
Yeah.
And they trying to get from point A to point B. That's a wrap.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You've got so before I get into any of this shit, I immediately was getting ready to go to my notes. You see me? I'm a sneaky fucking bastard. Let's go ahead and thumb this. If you had zombie thumbs that were like stuck in a train door.
All right, I got I do got one.
Yeah, we do. We have a severed thumb in the studio.
Where's this thing been?
As a prop. Just
should I touch this?
Just
should I smell it first?
Maybe a little antibacterial when you're done. How many of those severed zombie thumbs stuck in a... Man, that kind of looks
like
exactly
almost my
like
thumb
your thumb.
size,
Yeah.
bro.
It's pretty close. It's a pretty good fake thumb. How many of those zombie thumbs would you give this out of 10 zombie thumbs?
So I'm going to surprise you and say this is 9.25 zombie thumbs.
Wow. Hold on. Let me jot that down. 9.25. Wow.
So
astounding. I'm gonna give it a 9. I mean, this is a movie I've seen before, and when I watched it, I was just like, "This is the best zombie movie."
It is hands down for me.
This is the best zombie movie.
It's a movie, and it has zombies. And
dude, it's got everything.
It's awesome.
It's got fear. It's got tension. It's got
character development.
It's got drama. It's got character development, and it kind of tugs at your heartstrings
at the
end.
I forgot.
Man. It's kind of fucking sad.
Yeah, I almost called you and was like, Danny, why did you make me watch this sad shit? What is this?
Well, that's good, man. You know, I mean, you in it. There's even a little bit of comedy and levity in it, so it will, make you laugh, make you cry. It made me laugh, maybe cry. It became a part of me.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
It's a full movie. Like you can watch it at any time of the year and be like, that's a good movie.
You know, one thing it doesn't have: tits.
Titties.
No tits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I don't care. That's not a marker of a good movie for me. But just so happens that most of the movies we've watched on this show have tits in it at some point.
Well, and most horror movies, they're like, gotta spice it up a little.
A lot of horror movies do, yeah. I think you're hard-pressed to find anything horror-related that's on Rotten Tomatoes that's in the 90s. So this is a pretty astounding three films. This is just a pretty astounding movie. I mean, it's just so much damn fun.
It's fun, and you kind of don't know where it's going. Like, it's point A to point B. It's Train to Busan.
Yeah.
But you're along for the ride, and you're not sure where it's actually going. It's like, what is this? Like, I didn't know it was I knew it was kind of a zombie movie to start, but it doesn't play off like that right away. It's like,
no, not exactly.
I mean, I guess the first opening scene gives you the dead deer.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more about like how in a state of panic, how people resort to self-service behavior.
That was one of my main thoughts the entire time, was not just the selfishness part, or like once everything starts to break down, is like how close the line is from structured society to chaos. I was like, man, it doesn't take long before people say, fuck that rule. And
right.
There's nothing left between like an actual society that people kind of care about each other, and then, fuck you, I gotta live here.
One thing I thought was weird, and I'm jumping ahead though, and I wouldn't say this is spoilery. There's a conductor on the train, right? And then there's a state of panic, everybody's freaking out, but they all still like turn around and look at the conductor like he's the boss.
Yeah, they're very obedient.
He's
they're like
the one person in uniform. He's the one person in uniform, and he is definitely an authority figure. But there's the one guy that like is fucking with him. But I thought they were gonna be like, he'd be like, I'm the conductor, and they'd be like, I don't give a shit. Yeah. Well, guess what? I don't recognize that you have any power as a conductor, so we're gonna throw you out the window. Yeah. I kind of thought something like that was coming, but I'd seen this before, so I knew what I was getting into. But I hadn't seen it since its initial release in 2016. So it'd been a while. I was a little fuzzy on some of the deets.
I didn't know this movie even existed, so...
Aren't you glad you found out?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was for a zombie movie, I was like, this isn't just a zombie movie.
Dude, we're gonna watch a banger after we wrap this up.
Let's watch a terrible one.
Oh, dude, it is my favorite. It is one of my favorite bad movies ever. Oh. I love it so much. It's a horror comedy.
And what are we watching?
It's called Tokyo Zombie.
Not like Tokyo Ghoul, but Tokyo Zombie.
No, it's Tokyo Zombie, yeah.
Nice, okay.
And I don't think they took any material from Tokyo Zombie for Tokyo Ghoul. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get into this. So the rest of this episode, full tilt spoilers, go fuck yourself if you don't want to hear spoilers for a movie that came out in 2016. If you haven't seen it, though, hold off or don't. I mean, I would still watch this movie, spoiled or not.
I would, 100%.
Yeah. Because it's great. The performances in it alone are worth the cost of admission.
Like most scary movies,
little girl that's in it, is fucking awesome.
Man, she should have won an Oscar.
Oh my god!
Did she win a Korean Oscar? They have those.
Do they have Korean Oscars? Coscars?
That's what
I don't even know what you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't speak any Korean.
Who named Oscar over there? Like who is?
What's the Korean version of the name Oscar?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't know. That is a good question. We're asking the hard-hitting questions here on It's Just Two Movies. If you know the Korean version of the name Oscar and how to pronounce it, write me at itsjusttwomovies@gmail.com. On Twitter or Instagram at It's Just Two Movies.
It is Just Two Movies.
We've been blowing it up on the socials, man, so that's cool. That's fun. Full tilt spoilers. You got Business Dad. Yeah. Business Dad, he's busy. He's busy businessing about. He's a hedge fund manager. And
yeah, feels pain.
Yeah, you feel his pain. He's kind of a piece of shit, though.
He is definitely a piece. He's a terrible,
and he doesn't know
selfish, terrible father.
He doesn't know. He is a terrible father. He doesn't know shit about his kid. So it's his daughter's birthday. He gets her a Nintendo Wii, and then he gets home. He's like, "Oh, you don't like it?" And she's like, she just kind of like looks over in the corner, and there's another one over there.
Idiot.
So he knows so little that he's actually bought her 2 Nintendo Wiis.
I actually thought he had already bought her 3 because there was one that was working, and I thought there was one in the box behind it.
Oh, there might have been.
And I was like, how many Wiis are there?
I don't know, man. A lot of Wiis on the Ween. Yeah, so you just have this darling, absolute, sweet little girl, and she just wants to go to her mom's in Busan for her birthday. So Dad, after telling her no 100 times, finally swallows his pride and says, okay, we're gonna get on the train. We're gonna go to Busan, and then bad news, Jack.
Yeah.
Zombies.
Yeah, you train to Busan. Like, I was like, gotta quit work or like stop work for a day or something just to bring my kid.
One thing that you'd already mentioned, and I forgot about this on my initial watch, is when the guy hits that fucking deer.
Yeah.
And the deer's like all crumpled up.
Yeah, that's the first scene.
Alicia was watching this with me. I was like, you want to watch this movie? And she's like, I don't know. She's like, haven't I already seen it? I was like, no, I watched it by myself. Like, you weren't even home when I watched it. It's great. Like, this movie is solid gold. So she's like, yeah, I guess I'll watch it. And then the guy hits the deer, and she's like, oh, he hits a deer, whatever. And then the guy drives off.
Like
and when the deer gets
Missouri
up,
day.
When the deer gets up and like starts to walk off, she's like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
it's very visceral, like the way it's like twisting and the way it gets up.
Yeah, the zombies in this like movie are different. Like,
dude, let's talk about these zombies for a minute.
Let's talk about them.
So, first of all, they're runners.
Yeah, they're the scary zombies. They're not, not the walkers.
Fucking
sleepy shit.
Bring it on. You know,
I can survive that.
How many zombies in a horde of just walkers would it take for you to be like, okay, I'm overwhelmed?
A lot. Like, if I can't trip them, like then I might be screwed. But I'm gonna trip every single walker.
You just sweep the leg, Karate Kid style. Just sweep the leg, baby.
It's like I got this, like those are the easy ones.
So these
World War Z zombies are like, uh-oh.
Yeah, so these are full on fucking sprinters, but they do have a couple of terrifying characteristics. Number 1, turn time.
Crazy turn time.
So
for most people.
Those zombies are always going for your neck. And if they bite you in the neck, you've got approximately
half a second.
15 seconds is a stretch. Like, that's a long turn, is 15 seconds.
Yeah, yep.
So this shit is spreading like wildfire in a fucking cotton mill. I mean, it is just
everywhere.
whoosh.
Like, immediate. Like, you get bit by this thing.
There's one zombie, and in 45 minutes, there's thousands of zombies.
Yeah.
So it is the spread rate for it, or the what do they call it? The and not. The and not rate for this particular biological disease,
you speaking Egyptian,
is terrifying. How fast it fucking spreads. If you get bit on the fingertip, that might have bought you 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes.
Depend on your need.
The first lady that like
movie.
limps onto the train and she's got her leg tied off. She's got a bite on her calf. How long before she turns? You don't know when she got bit, but she, lumbers onto the train.
Takes a minute. Maybe it's a soft bite.
2 minutes.
Maybe it's like an old person's bite.
Maybe it's just a nibble.
Maybe like she got bit by dentures.
You never know. You never know.
But like, they don't have like crazy teeth or anything. It's just a normal bite.
Yep.
It's not really even all the way through, and you're turned.
What's fucking insane is how like, how should I put this properly? They show a little clip, and this is one of my favorite clips from the whole movie, where there's like a bunch of zombies dangling from a helicopter, and they start falling off. There's like a guy doing skateboard tricks in a parking lot.
I forgot about that scene.
And they fall off of the fucking helicopter, hit a car, bounce off the car, hit the pavement, and immediately get up and start running. What the fuck, man? Like, what are you supposed to do with that?
Quite literally terrifying. Like, the dude skateboarding, just popping wheelies, and
he's just working on his
kick flips.
Just working on his kick flip
in a
man.
parking lot. And
it
starts raining bodies that then jump up and chase. It's like, whoa.
My God.
It's like, that's terrifying.
Well, how far is that fall? That fall's got to be, conservatively speaking, 90 to 100 feet onto a car, onto pavement. There is no refractory period. They immediately get up and start sprinting.
Think of the emotions of the kid. He's like, that's a human body.
Oh my God, what the fuck?
Like,
are you okay? Oh my God.
Immediate panic. Like, within 2 seconds, a body hits the ground, and now you're running.
Oh my God. Let the bodies hit the... So
you said, okay, one crazy thing, or one great thing I loved about the zombies was how fast they turn.
They look good too. Like visually, they look pretty fucking good. I do like the way they walk. It's unsettling because it's a kind of a quick twitch. Oh my god, there's some of them where it's like the whole shoulders
Oh,
dislocated
dude,
and
there
shit.
was one I started laughing halfway through the movie. I was like, I cannot not laugh at that.
Oh yeah, I
guy
know which
had-
one you're talking. I know which one
The
you're
guy
talking
had
about.
his shoulder over, like his like if you were to raise your right hand, put your right elbow behind your head, and then run.
Right? Yeah.
He ran 100 meters as fast as he could.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, that is the funniest shit I've ever seen. But I was terrified too. I was like, man.
Well, because the zombies do look good though, but I think that more speaks to the budget. They got $8.5 million to make this.
Really? That's it?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not huge.
That's probably a
but
lot
that's
in
enough,
South Korea.
That's enough. That's enough for good makeup and effects.
Was
surely.
this whole movie done like in a South Korean theater? Or like not theater, studio?
I don't know, man, but it turned a massive profit and made $98.5 million.
Dang.
Right?
Return on investment.
Cha-ching! And then there's another one. Well, anyway, there's several other great fucking movies.
They have a sequel to it too, right?
Yeah, there's a sequel to it. I Saw the Devil is one I've always wanted to see. It's just another Korean film that I have not seen. And another one I really want to watch is that I have seen that's really great is called The Wailing. Have you caught that one?
I haven't.
It was on Netflix forever. It might still be on there.
There was one I looked up that said, "Hey, you might like this one because it's a Korean one. It was called The Kingdom or something."
Oh yeah, that's a good series.
I haven't seen it.
It's pretty good.
Nice.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Home Sweet Home is pretty good, and Alice in Borderland. Alice in Borderland's a little more twisted.
I'd probably enjoy it. Oh, so we mentioned Squid Games earlier.
Yeah.
Our main protagonist. I might be seeing wrong faces, but is he not the guy that does the card flip game or whatever the game it is at the train station?
Bocce?
Where he slaps the guy if he loses.
Okay.
Is that not the same guy? That is the same guy.
I think it is. Alicia and I were looking it up, and that guy is in Squid Game, but I think it's a different...
No.
He's a
that is
different...
him. I was like, I nailed his face. I know it. Like, it's the guy in the suit at the train station.
He's
like,
so damn...
it's that guy.
He's so damn handsome. He's just a handsome fella.
He's got slick back hair, and
Oh, yeah.
it's like, that's him. There's
Which is
no way
weird.
it's not someone else.
It's weird because he's actually looking a little more put together in Squid Game than he is in... Yeah.
Yeah, he has a full-on suit in Squid Games. On this movie, he's just halfway.
Yeah, just button up, half-assing it.
Yeah.
That's a
like,
fun manager. Psh,
Fun manager,
get
my
the
ass.
fuck out of here.
Well,
he ain't managing no
I think,
hedges.
Actually, I think he caused the whole zombie apocalypse.
I think he did. They kind of allude to that at the end because his
guy's like, we're not responsible.
His
are
guy
we?"
calls him. He's like, did I do this? Did I order this? And he's like, no, it's
It's
not
like,
your
no,
fault. It's
that's
your
not
fault.
you. That's me.
But I think it probably was because he told him to do it, and then he did it. So I don't know.
Yeah, he's like, who do you work for? The market or do you work for me? Me. Yeah, okay.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So anyway, anybody's getting on a train. Lady gets on the train. She's got a bite. Well, yeah. Let me jump in.
Gotcha.
Lady's got a bite. She turns into a zombie. She bites a guy. They bite a guy, and this shit just spreads like fucking wildfire. It goes haywire really fucking fast. The pacing for this is just
Perfect. Like, you don't
It's
feel
just
like it's that long of a movie.
no.
Even if you're reading the entire time.
It doesn't feel 2 hours long, even close. There are some really fantastic dialogue exchanges in this. Like, for instance, the scene with the little girl and the burly dude. You know what I'm talking about? Like
burly
the
guy.
bigger guy. And he's like, oh, hey, kid.
Kind of the hero dude in the middle of this movie.
He's fucking huge, man.
Yeah.
He's like a no man left behind kind of badass guy.
Like, he looked pretty normal as an American person. You know what I mean? Like, if you put him in, he's like, yeah, pretty normal body.
All right.
But he's probably huge over there.
He is huge compared to everybody else in this movie. Yeah, he's humongous.
But yeah,
I'm curious actually how big he is.
He was like my favorite guy, and I didn't like.
Oh, dude, he's so likable.
Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna like him either at first. Like, I don't know, maybe there's always something lost in in translation when you're watching when you're watching someone else's culture movie, like a Korean movie or...
He's 5'10", but he is fucking act. He's fucking jacked, dude.
Yeah.
His name is Don Lee, and he's an American actor, actually.
You shitting me?
Nope. Nope, he's fucking huge, bro. Here, check out the fucking guns on that guy.
He is.
Yeah, he's not skipping the gym.
Oh, man, yeah, no. You could tell he worked out in the movie. I was just like, looks like a pretty I don't know,
He's
average.
beefy. He's beefy. Look, everybody else is like slender.
Like they couldn't
and
just.
he's muscular.
Yeah, they couldn't just make him full out like way crazy.
He's like the Korean The Rock, but less. You know what I mean? He's not. Nobody's as ripped as The Rock. Well, there are people as ripped as The Rock, but in this movie, he's The Rock.
Yeah, I really enjoyed his character.
Yeah, Don Lee in this, it's like him and his pregnant wife. And he's like a successful guy. He's excited about being a dad. He sees this little girl and he's just like kind of chatting her up a little bit. Like, oh, hey, now somebody's in there taking a piss. Why don't you use this bathroom or whatever? I like the way he just like used profanity with her. And then he's like, oh, touch my wife's tummy. And she feels the baby kick. And he's like, I made that. And she's like, that's a little crude.
So
and he's
like,
I did make it though.
So I think like your initial interaction with him, you kind of feel like he's a jerk. Like, cause he's like telling this little girl to go to another bathroom. But like you start to like there's character development for every character in this movie. And it's man, you get to see who people are in an actual horror movie.
Even from the old ladies.
The
two old ladies that are in have character development.
Yeah. And so everybody's got a little arc and it's great to have that. But he didn't name his own kid though. So I was like, man.
Oh yeah. So all this shit breaks out. The conductor or whatever for the fucking train he comes on. He's like, hey, listen, our last stop, and I'm gonna butcher the name of this place. Our last stop is Daejeon.
I think you said it right.
They get there and the city is fucking totally quarantined and overrun. There's zero military presence. So they all get off. At this abandoned train station. And it's eerie as fuck. And they're all just like, oh, I guess we're going to go walk and find the military.
It's like 4 a.m., but it's bright outside, but an airport's wide open. That's how I'd explain that.
Yeah, it's super weird. Have you ever been to a place that's like supposed to be very heavily populated and nobody's there?
I have.
I've been to Union. I went to Union Station one time in St. Louis. I saw one janitor. I never felt more like I was going to get murdered. Like, that's the most murdery place I've ever been. And Union Station's not a murdery place. Like, it's popping, dude. Union Station's cool.
You know what made me feel that way? Like, when I go into work now, like, my building is, like, 7 stories.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for a while, it was just me and this other lady. And I'm like, and security guards. I was like, hey, so I got to know everybody. So right now, it's just weird. It's like, I had this whole building that used to be popping with people everywhere, left and right. Now it's like, feels like a zombie fucking place.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I'm like, what is this?
This is a humongous train station. This is like being like a JFK airport.
It's
and
silent.
There being nobody there.
It's silent too.
Yeah,
like they're just
totally
walking
empty.
through.
It's super creepy. They're all like, walking through, and there are a lot of little things that happen here that I don't want to spoil in case you do decide to watch the film, which I highly recommend. It's great. It's on Prime. If you have Prime, it's free to watch.
And we'll say the dude leaves his little girl alone a lot. I thought that was weird.
He's a piece of shit, man.
I was like, dude,
I fucking
don't
like
leave.
him. The only thing that he did the whole movie that I was like, good man, was at the very, very end.
Well, you start to see towards the end someone that's worse than him. It's like, at least you're not that guy.
Yeah, that's true. At least you're not that other shittier piece of shit.
And he has his own arc, right, where I feel like he does start to realize his own like shortfalls, and he starts to like open or help people instead of like pushing them aside. He does like have his own arc.
Well, it's because the big burly dude fucking calls him out, and so does his daughter.
Yeah,
his daughter just
calls
starts
him out.
crying, and she's like, "You just don't care about anybody but yourself." And she's so sweet and adorable. I have a daughter, so I relate to things like that in a movie. Like, you don't want to disappoint your kid.
She was such a good actor.
She was so good in this, man. For real, like she make you want to cry.
Yeah.
She make you feel like a piece of shit. She made me feel like a piece of shit.
So
I didn't
this
even
isn't
do
how
anything.
movies work. Stop that.
Yeah, knock it off. Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh.
Here we go. Oh, nice catch.
Oh, I know a blue one too.
Oh, you need blue?
A blue.
Here you go. One Sonic the Hedgehog coming at you.
Oh shit! I thought it was coming.
we ain't in the river. I ain't throwing beers.
I was ready for it. Oh, since the last time I've been here, I was down south of the border for a whole week.
You went to Mexico.
You
should have gone to South Korea
with my fellow friends and relatives down there.
Oh, yeah?
No,
you got relatives down
there? I look a lot like them when I get
You're
tan.
A little, you have like the olive skin.
I came back with a real
dark
good
complected.
tan.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I didn't know they made glass
shooters
alcohol anymore.
Fuck, I missed again.
We were talking about the empty airplane or airport.
Train station.
Places, yeah. That's awesome. But it reminds me of an airport. I don't know why. It's so clean. It's like, man, Korea's got everything clean, nice.
I'm telling you, man. Oh, it's like when I spent some time in Canada. Like, as soon as you get across the border, you're hard-pressed to find any piece of litter, like a cigarette butt on the side of the road.
Yeah, they have manners.
It's just cleaner.
Their culture is civilized.
It's much different than how we do it where we're at in Missouri.
Which I like our uncivilized people. So
I like some of them.
Well, half and half, you know. It's like,
yeah,
not the litterers; those are jerks.
People that just throw bags of trash out on the road. Fuck you, because somebody else has to pick that up.
That's a pain,
and they do. And
yeah,
I've done that. You ever done that? Like highway
I do
cleanup?
it all the time.
Yeah,
I used to do it when I was a kid, and I have a stretch of highway I still do it on. So like, if you know how to pick stuff up, and you're like, dang, you've never done that, and you're like, just throw something out. I'm like, that you are one of the worst people ever.
Yeah. So a little more about these zombies. You come to find out that these zombies are. There's a bit where these people have to learn, like, okay, we got to go from car 7 to car 3, and we got to pass these zombies.
That's
so
good.
We're like, all right, we're gonna get taped up. We're gonna fuck these motherfuckers up. And they go in there and they're fighting the zombies, and they get to the second car, and then they're fighting more zombies, and then they pass through a tunnel. And then you find out that these zombies are purely sight predators.
Well, so you also get a hint of that when they get tacked in the train port.
He throws a coat on top of it.
The train station. And he throws a coat over it. And things just immediately doesn't know what's going on.
No, it just starts kind of like lumbering around. Being like,
so these zombies, they have to see. They're crazy seers. Like, it's crazy. When they're fast twitch, it's like, they see stuff that they're not supposed to see. Like, to the right. It's like, oh, saw that. I'm coming after you.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, immediately. But as soon as it goes dark, lights are out, and everybody realizes, oh, we have an advantage. Here's the advantage. There has to be an advantage to zombie.
Right, yeah. If this outbreak wouldn't have started at like 7 a.m., it would have never even got going. You know what I mean? If this would have started at 7:45 p.m.
It might have started like 1 a.m. the night before. The dude just was like walking around all night. Mm-hmm. First person across the crosswalk, he's like, 7 a.m., I got you.
Yeah.
Let's kick it off. Let's go.
Yeah. And that's fucking what happened, man. You know what I mean?
Fast,
Could you imagine being the person that got attacked by that deer?
Ugh.
What the fuck would that be like?
Man, that thing has some hook. Oh, dude, you think it was walking straight, or you think it had to like walk all crooked and stuff?
I don't know, man. That's a pretty big truck that hit that deer, and then it just like gets up and you hear it like breaking its bones back into place and shit.
Yeah.
Pretty gross.
They should have showed that scene. That'd be terrifying.
Like the person getting attacked by the deer?
It's like,
yeah, that would have been unsettling
like a hunter,
at the least.
Hunter in the woods in the morning.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's like this crazy animal.
And anyway, they're fighting these zombies. They're getting in the thick of it, and then they go through a tunnel on the train, and then all the zombies are just like kind of looking around like they're blind. So you find out that they are sensitive to sound, but they can't really attack based on it. So they will crowd around something that makes noise, and if it continues to make noise, I'm sure they're going to bite at it. But
they're completely blind when it's dark.
Yeah, exactly.
But they have all their other senses, kind of. I think maybe not smell.
Which actually kind of makes sense with the way their eyes are washed out.
Yes, it's completely white.
Yeah.
Is it white?
Yeah.
Or like a glaze?
Yeah, it's like a whitish glaze or whatever on their eyes. Yeah.
But the scene, like, going through the cars.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, now we're in a zombie movie.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because the first car that gets attacked is filled with, well, is it the kid's car? No, he's the second car with the baseball team.
Oh, yeah, there's a whole baseball team.
Yeah, whole baseball team.
We're not going to talk about all the characters that are in this because I really want you to watch it.
Yeah, it's good.
It's free on Prime. It's the best zombie movie, debatably.
You know what I'm thinking? Like, there wasn't a gun in this movie.
No.
Wow.
No, I don't think it's easy to get a gun in South Korea.
Oh, that makes sense.
I could be wrong.
That makes sense.
But this is also this is a pedestrian fucking train. You've got a couple of grandmas, you got a guy and his pregnant wife, you got a business guy and his daughter, you got a couple other business guys and just random fucking people.
I'm just thinking of all the...
You got a baseball team, you got some teenagers.
Latest movies that are zombie movies, all those have guns in it. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, the gun's kind of the great equalizer, especially if they're walkers.
But that's what makes this terrifying. It's like, you don't have much room between the zombies and them getting, like, there's no space.
No, even if you had a gun, they would still be scary because they're hauling ass and they're like herky-jerky everywhere.
They're
you
quick
know what I mean?
twitch, like if they're almost like a puppet with their shoulders and shoulders and elbows, but quick twitch and right after you, it's terrifying. Like immediate panic. Like, because you're not sure, like, if you saw this in real life, you'd be like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm running. I'm not staying around for what's going to happen at whatever the end result of that is.
I might throw one hard, like, because my fight or flight, I'm more fight than flight. You know, because you don't have any control.
I don't know.
If
you're alone, you might be like, I'm not going to stick around for this.
You don't have any control over your fight or flight. You know what I mean? I've been in a couple of hairy situations. Some of them I flight, some of them I fight. But in that one, I don't think
why would you want to?
My lizard brain wouldn't be like, I can outrun that guy.
That's true. Okay, you're right.
I'm a portly fellow, so I would just be like, all right, I'm going to try to dislocate his face or dislocate his head from his shoulders.
Well, what if you were given like 50 yards? Like, dude, that thing is moving weird.
Nobody kills a zombie in this whole fucking movie.
They aren't.
Nobody kills a fucking zombie. Not one.
They're just pushed aside. I never thought about that.
Yeah. I was thinking about it the whole time.
Because the guy, when they're going through the car, and he's like, don't let him get our back. And they're just pushing to the side. I was like, what?
If they would have killed him.
No, I was like, just go violent.
Yeah. All you would have had to do is take that baseball bat, open the side door, stick it out, and just grind it off on the rail to make it sharp. And you could have just walked in there and been like, stab you in the head, stab you in the head, stab you in the head.
And they figure out the no sight thing, like, as a collective pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like, even the society as a whole figures it out in a very quick time. Like, they're pretty smart as far as figuring it out, but they don't need, I guess, crazy weapons. Like, it'd been cool to have a sword or something.
Oh my god, it would have been so fucking awesome. It would have been awesome to have any fucking weapon like those, like Vega Street Fighter 2 claws or whatever. Anything would be fucking dope.
But it keeps you terrified that you don't have it.
Yeah, because they don't even have like a knife. You know, nobody's even like, here's a jagged piece of metal. They have a baseball bat.
Baseball bat that they drop at some point, I think.
Which could be lethal, but they give it to a teenager.
They're on a baseball
not
team.
The humongous guy that could actually crush somebody's skull with it. They give it to a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It seems like
I think
some odd choices there in retrospect. I feel like I'm starting to pick this movie apart.
Yeah, me too. I'm thinking of it. I'm like, man, maybe it was a creative choice not to be so violent. Maybe, you know.
It's plenty fucking violent. Just none of the zombies die.
But if you think like zombie movies these days they get crazy violent.
I imagine it's cheaper to not kill zombies.
Oh, yeah. You can bring them back.
By a lot. Yeah. So these zombies are also super smash proof. You know what I mean?
You were talking about dropping from a helicopter.
Yeah, they drop from a helicopter. You can bounce their fucking head off the pavement, and they just get right back up. Which I actually liked. I like that a lot. That they're not
terrifying.
You would have to put a bullet in these motherfuckers or cut their head off.
Man, I'm just trying to imagine myself in a real world scenario where a zombie falls and I look at it and it starts running at me. What's your immediate reaction there? Like, especially the way these things run, it's like,
I don't know that you would have time for a reaction as fucking fast as they are.
I think everybody's gonna freeze for a second.
You would just be like, and then would be bit, and then in 10 seconds you would be a zombie.
That's the one thing on this is like, you get bit, some people turn immediately, and it's like, whoa, stop that.
It's crazy that they can drop from a fucking helicopter. And when I say conservatively, I mean like this is a very low flying helicopter. 100 feet.
It's like a news helicopter trying to get a story on the Schnucks.
I used to do ladder work, so I spent a lot of my days on a 30-foot ladder. So 3 of those plus a couple of feet. It's like, conservatively speaking, it's probably much higher than that.
Probably.
But they literally hit the fucking ground running.
I mean, they hit it at terminal velocity, so.
No, there's not enough. There's not enough distance for them to hit terminal velocity.
Maybe not.
You actually have to drop for a certain amount of time to be able to hit terminal velocity.
You know, ants never reach terminal velocity, I don't think. That's why they survive.
So much surface area.
I'm probably 100% wrong.
Well, everything has a terminal velocity.
But
They might not hit it in
like
a
the small,
with the
as small as
atmosphere.
an ant is.
Oh yeah,
like dropping it from my 6 feet, it would just.
I've heard that shit.
That's a crazy.
Yeah, I've heard that shit. Like you could throw a chipmunk off the Empire State Building. And
Well, they
it would
also
be
have
fine.
exoskeletons, so
Right.
that's an advantage. Never mind.
Yeah.
What am I talking about here?
I don't know, but if I was wearing a suit of full plate mail and I jumped off a building,
We would die.
It would certainly kill me.
But their bones, that is their exoskeleton.
Them bones, baby.
Like that is like their suit of armor,
Yeah,
but it's tied to them.
it's perfect armor.
Like ants are pretty crazy, right?
It's flawless plate armor.
Like,
oh man,
man.
I bet they get like plus 12 to all resistances with that. It is fucking crazy how fast some of these people just fucking turn on each other. Like they go to throw each other under the bus like that, drop of a hat. Like, kill that guy. He's infected, and he's clearly not. He could be like, look at me.
I'm not.
I have no bites on me.
And during this time when they start to close off other people, it's like most of those people have already seen people turn, so they know, like they know what they look like, and they're like they're making their way through the cars and going. I mean, it's pretty challenging to get through the cars. They like crawl in the dark at some point.
They finally they rescue the people they were going to rescue. They get caught up with everybody else. They get ostracized because one guy's a huge asshole. And then
he's even a bigger asshole than our protagonist. And it's like, oh, he could have been that bad.
Little old lady sees her sister, let the other people go. So she like saved the other people. And then she's a zombie over there, and she's like, "Oh."
I kind of agree with the living sister. She's like, "You didn't have to die. You could have walked a little faster." Like, I was like, "You're kind of a jerk."
Do you agree with the part where she just opened up the fucking door?
That part, that part, like that confused me. I was like, "What?" Like maybe I missed something in the translation there, but it's like, why did you just open the door?
I don't think so. She just was suicidal, and she missed her sister. Grief does fucking weird things to people?
But
man.
also think like she thought everyone in the car that was there that ostracized the other people were assholes. Like the people in the car, like you guys just treated those people like assholes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna open the door, fucking, and let everybody die.
Yeah.
She's like, I've reached age of
maximum not give a fuckness.
I've lived my life. Yeah. Y'all suck though. Your generation sucks.
She's not wrong.
I mean, she's like, so the zombie part, yeah, you guys can deal with that. But the guy that starts to become the asshole towards the end, he's another like CEO type, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, and he is the most selfish person in this movie.
He's 100%,
except until the very
100% self-preservation. He would push a child and a little old lady in front of a zombie.
I'm pretty sure he did that.
I think he might have done both of those things.
Like if he was like playing baseball, he hit 4 for 4 like right in a row. He definitely went after people in a single like 20-minute span.
If I was ever
started throwing people under the bus.
Okay, let me ask you this. Here's a cultural question. I'm about at the end of talking about this movie because I don't want to spoil the ending, which normally I'm fine with doing, but I feel like a lot of people haven't seen Train to Busan.
Please watch it. It's
so good. It's so good.
So for a movie, it's scary.
We gave it a 91% thumbs. That is a pretty astounding review for a horror movie on this show. Yeah,
and I rated it pretty fucking high. Like,
right, yeah, you're the tough one to please. I pretty well like just about everything I've ever seen, so it's not like I'm difficult to please.
So, as a zombie movie or any scary movie, like I was sitting there thinking, most movies, I get entertainment out of most horror movies. I really like movies that have a storyline and can finish at the, get to a point. Like tell me a story along the way. I don't want to just be jump scared the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
I guess that's not, I don't know. For me, I'm like, I can take it or leave it. Because halfway through the movie, like, oh, it's a mystery. Cool. But this one keeps you along kind of panicky the entire time because you know what's going on.
It's really well paced. So here's my question. If I were in a zombie apocalypse scenario and I saw a self-preservation guy, like the guy that's in this movie, that's like, oh, they're infected. Oh, fuck those people. Fuck this, fuck that, whatever.
Do you think that would change you?
We got to look out for ourselves. The first thing I would do is go, we need to kill this guy. Because he's just going to cause problems for everybody else. Does that make me as bad as him?
No. Because you're looking out for the greater collective.
I suppose so, because he's just looking out for himself and dressing it up as...
He's the
looking out for
outlier that is exuberant on selfish personalities that is already... Like, you shouldn't be in this world, like, acting that way. Now it's times 10 because we're not structured in the social construct.
Oh, yeah.
We're chaos, and all your bad personalities are coming out. That's who you are, dude. Sorry.
So, like, 99% of this movie takes place within one day.
It is one day.
Yeah. Well,
it's 2 days.
It's
right.
2 days, technically. It's the end of a day and then the next day.
That's right.
So at the very, very ending, the tunnel scene where they're walking through the tunnel, do you think that was going to go differently?
I did.
I did too.
I was like, they're going to get shot.
And then they didn't. And it was good stuff.
I was like...
That doesn't spoil anything, though. I've not ruined anything for you. The rest of this movie is fucking fantastic. It is 110% still worth a watch.
Yeah, there's so much good about this movie. Like, I don't know if I could even say all the stuff that I like in the movie. Like, if it was an American movie, like, this would have been a blockbuster. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
There's a story behind it. Like, for me, it's like, all right.
If anybody's listened to every episode of this podcast, you know a thing about me that I fucking am sick of fucking trains in your movie. Just stop. I'm fucking over it. Trains haven't been cool since like the 1970s. I just don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about the trains.
It's true.
But the train is more of like, it's a vessel to put the story in a more constrained space.
Yeah, gives you a little more. There's nowhere to go. You have to figure it out in that
space. It works really, really well. It just works really, really well. I love that bit about it.
And you don't really think about the train aspect that much.
No, you really don't.
Because you're kind of in the mood, the moment the whole time. It's like,
yeah.
Like, you're like, I'm in this condensed scene.
If this movie was planed to San Diego, it wouldn't be interesting. You know what I mean?
Planed to Minnesota.
They killed 2 zombies and they got to Los Angeles and then everything was fine. No, this fucking movie's fantastic though. I fucking liked it a lot. We gave it a 91% thumbs.
Let me ask you.
You got another thing? I'm getting ready to throw it out to the bit.
Yeah, let me ask you who are your favorite characters? Or maybe your favorite character and then maybe a side character.
The big guy?
Big guy? Because he's likable. But who's your runner-up?
He's super likable.
No, not runner-up. Let's go with...
So, Don Lee, and then...
Let's go with Bat Boy. Who's your Bat Boy? Not runner-up. The Bat Boy over here.
I'm looking for who played the little girl. She was fantastic.
No, she's easily runner-up. Like, who's
you want another runner-up?
Yeah, there's so many characters. Like,
probably the kid with the baseball bat.
Yeah?
Probably the baseball kid.
There was a storyline there. I don't think that I understood it very well.
They could have done more with it for sure.
But like him and the girl, like him and his
just a traveling
girlfriend.
baseball team. It was kind of like his girlfriend. That the whole baseball team.
I don't know if it was like
the whole baseball team.
First interaction was weird.
She had a crush on him, and I think he kind of had a thing for her, but he was embarrassed.
I didn't understand that aspect.
But the whole rest of the baseball team was like, "Yeah, you should smash that, bro."
But just came off weird because I didn't understand it.
It's a cultural thing.
What is going on here?
It's different. It's different culturally. So,
but
for you
other
to
than that,
yeah,
dude was awesome.
Oh my god, yeah, I fucking love this movie.
I like the homeless guy.
Let's go watch. Oh, dude, the homeless guy. He gets
he
his.
Was my guy, man. He almost made it.
He almost made it.
He was. I was like, that's a real good soul right there. He's gonna make it.
He was an all right guy.
And you guys pointed him out to be crazy. No,
he was.
He was the guy. He was the guy that would help you.
Dude, big guy was definitely my guy. Though.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, at first I kind of didn't. He rubbed you the wrong way. I think everyone kind of rubs you the wrong way at first.
Well, I'll tell you what's not gonna rub you the wrong way. Tokyo Zombie. So we're gonna go watch Tokyo Zombie. It's my favorite bad movie. I love it so much. I love it so much, in fact, that I actually own it on digital video disc. So we don't have to rent it. I don't know where you can stream it. I'll look it up and come back with it. Enjoy a fake thing. We're going to go pound some drinks and watch my favorite bad movie.
Yeah, the fake things are fun.
Hey guys, it's Danny. Look, I know you're expecting the classic fake ads that we do, and we already did one. We had so much fun making one that I thought I would put together a little the making of. So if you guys like this or you think it's interesting, please do let me know, because I can definitely add more of these, but this is the making of Nosferatu Gardens. Enjoy. What if... Okay, hold on. I got it. All right. Here's the kicker. We're the people selling... You and me, we're like selling it like it's a commercial to let your grandparents stay here or whatever.
Right.
But we're vampires. Come on, that's great. Because that's what they are. You know what I'm saying?
But how are we going to let the people know that we're vampires?
Oh my god, dude, subtly. We require bi-daily blood tests. And just cut to a scene of like you like squirting it out of a syringe in your mouth, maybe like chug. Because we're vampires and they're just old people. But financially, we're also vampires.
This should be a skit.
We're vampires in practice and in profession. Hear it. What's the name of the... Make it like Bela Lugosi. Hear it, Bela Lugosi Holmes. Something very vamp. Something very obvious, like Dracula Embassy Suites.
Hang on. Everything that you started with was good. So you just need a good name. Dracula-esque estates.
Children of the Night. What's a good? No, it's gotta be very obvious, but also clever.
Hang on.
What's the one with the teeth? Nosferatu. That could be a thing.
Nosferatu Gardens.
And the sprinklers are blood. It's just old people in a clutch of blood slaves to vampires. Special thanks to Brad Sexton for our jams. Please check out his latest project at suns.bandcamp.com. That is sunds.bandcamp.com. Thanks to Lamplighter Productions for our artwork. Please check out more of their stuff on Instagram at lamplighter_productions_IL. First time listener, we're anywhere podcasts are found. But if you don't subscribe to any of those services, listen to the show for free on our website. It's just the number 2 movies.buzzsprout.com. That's it's just 2movies.buzzsprout.com. Want to get in touch with the show? Email us at itsjust2movies@gmail.com or find us on Twitter or Instagram at itsjust2movies. Want to support the show? Great. Leave a like, comment, or subscribe on whatever platform tickles your fancy. So anyway, back to the show. We're back. We watched, what was it? Tokyo Zombie. That's what we watched.
There were zombies.
We may have been slightly overserved, but we watched Tokyo Zombie.
Yeah.
Which is a horror comedy. Hour 44 runtime. Keep it to yourself, Jackson. It's got a 6 out of 10 on IMDb, 4.1 out of 5 on Vudu, 3.1 out of 5 on DVD Netflix. Oh, fucking
DVD Netflix.
DVD. They felt the need to specify that's DVD Netflix.
Is that Redbox?
77% of
Remember
Google
Redbox?
users like this movie. This came out in 2005, directed by...
Saki Toto.
No, it's Sakachi Toto. Sakachi Sato. Sakachi Sato. Close as I can get it. I hope that's good enough.
I thought I was close. But... And
I'm going to butcher all the other people that are in it. This is Maria Takagi, Erika Okudo, Tedanbu Anso, Tadanobu Asano, Hina Matsuoka. Yeah, and that's yeah,
I mean,
I want to make sure that I mention this guy's name. Oh, Jesus Christ. Arata
this is a comedy segment, right?
Furutua. It's best guess. It's not meant to be a comedy segment. I'm just meant to give credit to the people that made this incredible piece of cinematic gold about the weirdest story.
I don't know what happened.
The weirdest chain of events. It is so when I say this is a horror comedy, it is 100
confusing.
No,
it's 100% confusing.
It is.
Can I say that?
It is 100% confusing. It is 99.3% comedy.
There's satire.
0.7% zombies.
There's no. I don't think there was zombies.
There's zombies in the movie.
Oh, the slow zombies.
They're the slowest zombies in the world.
Like, you could get around them if you want. Like you would have fun getting around them. Like,
you could gently just push them over. Like they're not even aggressive.
They're a
like
slight nuisance to the world.
Imagine like the way you push clothes in your closet, like when you push hangers across the fucking thing. That's how you could just push these zombies.
It's like their
over.
mouth wouldn't move fast enough to get to you before you just pushed them slightly.
Oh, they slow as fuck. Lee, although I know that you don't know,
I do not.
What's the story about for this movie?
It's a great question, Danny. I have no idea.
Okay, fair enough.
I absolutely.
So it's about two guys.
Jiu-jitsu on a side, like mattress.
They love jiu-jitsu.
They buried people in a random spot.
Kinda, yeah.
And then they just
pretty specific
these people
spot.
that got buried just one day. Not one day. Like it was like one afternoon. They all just got out of the dirt. The story took a right when I was going left. I'm not sure what happened.
Okay, so here's what happens. Real briefly. This is full spoiler, though, for an older film that you probably haven't seen, but really should, because this...
I'm not sure you should.
It is comedy forward, and some of it's really perverse, like fucking sexual comedy. It's got this really weird, like, horny nature to it that's off-putting.
Like
but at the same time, they're so consistent with how they make it funny.
They got a weird way. They got a weird humor over there.
It seems less. I guess it seems a little less offensive than I would normally find something of the same nature because they do it so consistently.
Yeah, it's just part of what they think is funny.
It's the weird world that this movie is in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got these two guys. They work at a fire extinguisher plant.
They do jiu-jitsu.
They fucking do the. There's a guy wearing a bald cap and another guy wearing
the bald cap guy.
Another guy wearing an afro wig. The bald cap guy.
So both of them have wigs on.
Is a jiu-jitsu master. He's just awesome at it. He's fucking incredible. Could just squeeze a man's head right off.
He literally did. He did a line drive doing it.
It happened too.
Like on his he was on his head and he kicked the other guy's head off. A line drive, 100 miles an hour. It was good.
Oh, how great! How great did it look?
It was like it took a slingshot real fast. That's not how I want to say it. But
imagine a volleyball full of Jello.
We're going. Oh man, it was really funny.
Yeah, just getting hit real hard.
But like the head just flew off like you expected a mannequin head.
Oh yeah, it looked great though, man. Like
but it bounced
really enjoyed
really
it.
good off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it wasn't a head.
Yeah, no, exactly. It was a ton of fun, man. Yeah. So these two guys, they work at a fire hydrant place. I'm gonna get there, Jackson. No matter how many times you cut me off with spoilers.
I'm not. I haven't. I can't spoil anything because I have no idea what just happened.
They work at a fire hydrant plant. One day, they accidentally kill their manager.
What?
Well, it was deliberate, but they kill their manager. So they go to bury him at Black Fuji, which is like this giant trash heap where people just throw their shit away, and like it seems like a lot of dead bodies are getting buried there. Like that's
it's
mostly
a normal.
You got your
it's a
occasional
normal Saturday afternoon.
Yeah,
Let's go bury this person.
You got a busted deep freeze. You got a DVD player.
I got this kid I kicked in the stomach last week, and he died somehow.
You got a rape victim that just got brutalized to death. That's where they get buried.
Fuck.
It's fucking crazy. But anyway, all those people come back to life, and they're zombies, and they're the slowest zombies in the world. And these two guys,
they piss you off, zombies.
They just love jujitsu. They're good coworkers. They're good friends.
Like, if they're a little faster at being a zombie, it'd be okay. But they're at a point where it kind of pisses you off that they're that slow.
Oh man, they're like if
it's like go faster, please.
Man, yeah. I would get tired of waiting on them to attack me.
There's no patience here. Come on. Yeah, I'm done with this. That kind of zombie. It's like it's a polar opposite of Bus or Train to Busan.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Polar opposite zombie.
No, Train
Nothing
to Busan.
To fear.
Fast zombies,
minor annoyance
fast spreading. Yeah,
that would get
these things are like
agitate
you could just push them over. Like,
literally,
just wear some chainmail.
We were talking about sweeping the leg. You wouldn't need to sweep the leg on this one.
No, you just shove them.
You breathe very heavily on.
Shove is kind of a strong word, even.
It's like just
you know what I'm saying? Like just a gentle push really is enough.
It's like a heavy presence near them.
Yeah, yeah, is enough to throw them off. But they, it's still a zombie flick technically. Do you know what I thought was particularly charming about this film, and what I always think is charming about it?
Could you remind me what happened in the second half?
Yeah, the bald cap guy that's good at jujitsu. He's like, I got bit by a zombie. Goodbye.
Okay.
But he got bitten by dentures.
Denture zombie. So he's slow dying.
He jumps off the bridge, and it's like,
and then there was a bunch of people started slowly falling off the bridge.
Yeah.
Like
you
mannequins.
Remember, but you remember him going over the bridge because it was like,
yeah.
You were like, rewind it.
It was the most serious moment, and I was like, okay, they're trying to be serious for like a good 15 minutes. I was like, okay, they're dragging me into this soap opera. I got to pay attention.
Right.
At the very end of this long, drawn out 15 minutes where you're really paying attention, because I got to read everything.
It's just a drop whistle.
I got to read everything for 15 minutes to know where I'm at. So I got to be serious about it.
Yeah.
And then at the very end of the 15 minutes, this dude jumps off a bridge, and then like the Wile E. Coyote sound comes out. You do not know. At that point, like everything that was serious literally just turned to, I'm not sure what I'm watching anymore. Like I was invested for 15 minutes there.
Yeah, and then your protagonist takes a dive.
But your protagonist takes a dive in a funny way, so you're confused. You're like, what is this movie?
Right. Yeah, no, it's a comedy. It's a comedy first. It's very, very... It's very, like, slapstick, and the bits are written up very, very well, but it is 99% a comedy, 1% a zombie flick.
But because it's in another language, we miss so many like references they're probably thrown out there, and it's like,
I don't think you miss as many in the subtitles, but I'm sure there are other like subtext.
But like culturally, like you wouldn't understand it. Like
yeah,
that it wouldn't make any sense over here in the West to like whatever they're saying, and it's like it's probably hilarious. Like they probably have way more funny factor about what their jokes are.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So like, oh, that's hilarious. But
there's
like,
layers. Like
the fact that we get it,
good jokes have layers, and some of these jokes still have those layers.
But the fact that we get it in like we have to read it to get it, and we still kind of understand. Oh, that's kind of funny.
Yeah,
like we culturally related over exchange. It's an exchange. Anyway,
yeah. Did you have a favorite part of this that you watched of it?
When he jumped off the bridge and did the Wile E. Coyote sound.
That's it?
I was so invested in the movie for about as long as I could possibly do it. And then all of a sudden, the most beautiful... I can't do it. I can't whistle all the way, but it goes... And this dude jumps the entire time he's jumping. It is one of the most satisfying parts of a movie I've ever watched. You're not sure what happens, and then you start to laugh, and then it's like,
Like, it doesn't look great, but it doesn't look so bad. I don't know. It's in a weird limbo for me where it looks like they tried. You know what I mean? Like, they put some effort into it, but they also were this is not where our budget goes.
So the producer put a lot of effort into it, and then, like, at the very end, the editor was like, nah, let's not make it that serious.
Yeah, I don't know how that kind of shit works there, man. But I imagine that would have been a directorial call to be like, no, we got to put that slide whistle, and that's got to go. That's got to go in.
The
right
very
there.
next scene, like, they start falling off, and then they make another sound too, right?
Oh, I don't remember what the other one
Because
was.
I was like, okay, it pays it off. It pays it off right at this point. It's like, I'm invested. Y'all caught me slipping, thinking I was serious for a second. And you reminded me.
It's not. It never is. It has like an inkling of having this like serious dramatic undertone the entire time, but it never actually does. It's always like tongue-in-cheek comedy the entire time. There is no
It's weird.
serious dialogue in the whole movie. There's the bit where
What happened
the
on
guy
this?
wearing the bald cap and the guy in the afro, they're up on fucking Trash Mountain, Black Fuji,
Oh,
and
the
they
crag.
see that guy. He's like, oh, that was
The crag.
that was the name of that Nickelodeon show we were
think
talking about?
so.
Okay.
Behind
I
the
think
Hidden
that's
Temple.
right. The Crag. That sounds right. The Crag and the Hidden Temple. Is that a thing? Right? Is that it's just two movies at gmail.com. On Twitter, Instagram, at It's Just Two Movies. Also, real quick, if you do like this show, leave a like. You can do it in-app if you're using an Apple product, whatever.
Yeah, hit the
If
like
you're
for
not,
Danny.
if you're using Spotify, give us a follow.
Just-
We fucking love that shit.
Give us a shout out. Danny is.
And if you already listened to the show, convince one of your friends that it's about whatever their favorite thing is. You know, if they're really into fly fishing, be like, it's a podcast about fly fishing.
I mean, we can talk about fly fishing.
I know that It's Just Two Movies is a weird name for a fly fishing podcast, but that's what it is. You'll love it.
We're all over the place.
Yeah, doesn't matter. So anyway, the part that I loved about that was
One of the last things I remember, the dude getting rolled up in a carpet. But I'm pretty sure that was the beginning of the movie.
Yeah,
And they wrapped up the beginning of the movie at the end of the movie.
one of the last things I remember. They're up on Black Fuji, and the guy's like, "Oh, that was my gym teacher or whatever." And then he's like, "Oh, your gym teacher," and he just walks over there and fucking beats the shit out of him with a shovel.
That happened at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, this is the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, it was weird.
And then they're
that
leaving.
was super weird.
They're leaving Black Fuji, and the guy in the bald cap's like, "That guy fucked you, didn't he?" And the other guy's like, "Quit messing around,
They
man.
showed
It's not
some
even
weird,
funny." He
butt
never
slapping scene.
He never
I was like,
denies
what is going on
it.
here?
You can kind of tell that's what happened from the scene that was
one
going on.
guy's staring real hard too. It's
Yeah,
like,
there's
stop.
like
What is this?
really awkward flashbacks, and there's a lot of really strange, like sexually charged
I'm
stuff
terrified.
in here.
This movie terrified me, Danny.
But I think even the sexual stuff in this movie is it's done in a fashion that makes it humorous, which it's not supposed to be. But I think it is supposed to be for the film.
They're trying.
I don't know.
They're trying. They're
They
going
are
the
trying,
angle,
but-
and I'm like, I don't know if it's there.
My point
you're
is,
taking an angle. I don't know if you can make that tackle.
my point is, so at that point in the movie, he's like, "Yeah, that guy fucked you, didn't he?" He's like, "Stop, man, quit joking around. I don't even like jokes like that." And then at the end of the
Then
movie,
it jumps like 6 years
at
forward.
the end of the movie, when it's 5 years in the future and they're wrestling, and he's like, "Hey, he fucked you, didn't he?" And he's like,
That's what the
"Yeah."
conversation was about?
Yeah.
I thought they were just pissed off at each other.
No, they were doing jujitsu, but they were having a heartfelt conversation.
I was
at the
like,
same
he's
time.
got some good skills, the jiu-jitsu guy.
That's why it's ridiculous, because they're doing jujitsu and having like a heartfelt character building scene at the same time.
And
It's ridiculous.
Both of them are wearing wigs because one has a fro and one has a bald head.
I feel like 85% of all of the actors, even the extras in this, had wigs on.
Every single one. They didn't have their own hair. It was probably easier to make a wig than to get your hair right. Oh, are you? Is it a challenge? Is this a challenge? Are we doing? Danny?
Not deliberately.
All right, hold on. Let me stretch.
Okay.
Oh shit! I fucking made that. I
We're
can't
gonna
make
talk. We're gonna talk about some other zombies movies.
No, we
Oh,
will. We will.
I didn't have any hands on that. It literally
That's
just
all right.
hit my
You
leg.
did a great job.
Dude, Mexico was awesome.
But hold on, we'll get there. We'll get there. I
you
want to know about it, but I want you to tell me about it on here. Chin chin.
Yeah.
We got it back on target.
All right.
So stop. Shh. You love it.
Let me
All
get
right.
through it. Okay. Get me on track.
All right, I will. So this thing kind of comes full circle at the end. The master dies. He passes the torch to the younger guy who's like, I love jujitsu now. It's my thing. It's my whole identity. I love jujitsu.
Oh, man.
And that guy did fuck me, and now I'm getting over it.
What happened on the second part of the movie? There was like
We just talked about it. We just talked about it. It wasn't that much.
There's something that happened in it that I cannot remember.
Well, this
It was a big part of the movie.
For me, this is a delightful comedy. It's a delightful comedy. I love it a lot.
I'm so confused. So
Well, as far as how confused are you though? Did you think the bits about it that you watched were hilarious?
there
or
were
comedic?
enjoyable moments.
Okay, let's go ahead and put fucking thumbs on this. Jiu-Jitsu zombie thumbs. How
All right.
many?
I'm growing a thumb bush over here.
You got a whole bushel of thumbs. Open. This is the church. This is the steeple. Open the doors and see all the people. Boom. There it is. Butterfly with a penis in the middle. You got it. How many thumbs would you give this of zombie?
How do we do these thumbs? I always forget. I
What do
always
you mean?
forget the.
Like, how much did you enjoy the thing you watched? Like,
but as it was, because we know it's a bad movie.
Exactly.
All right. I always forget. All right. Where am I?
Out of the scale of possible bad movies we could have watched, where would you put this on a scale of 1 to 10? Because we could have watched.
So
we could have watched.
I'm gonna go.
We could have watched
7.
stuff that was worse.
I'm gonna go 7.5.
Okay.
It's very high for me, but there was a lot of points where I was laughing and I didn't know why I was laughing.
Yeah, this is gonna get a solid 9.5 out of me every time. I fucking love Tokyo Zombie.
I was like, man, I'm giving it credit.
It's because for me the comedy is on point. Like the comedy in it is perfect for me. Every joke that they try to land works for me. The only thing that I don't like about it is there's like the
horror aspect. There's no horror aspect.
There's
it's not a comparison to like Scary Movie. Like it's not there.
No, yeah. There's a weird comparison to a horror element that's not really present in it.
Yeah, it's the zombies are just like in the way.
They're like, oh my god, you go get the keys for the car.
It's like,
I want to go through those zombies. Like they're terrifying. They're not though.
But it's
just
almost like
push them
I have
over.
to go through like a path that goes through some cedars where the bristles get down my shirt.
Yeah, you just need a stick to push him out of the way. That's it. You'd be fine.
It's a minor annoyance. Like, you want me to go that way, for real?
Right?
I can go the other way, right?
Yeah,
Please.
Yeah. It's like trying to get through a crowd.
Fuck.
It's not.
It's like it's a heavy like. Damn, I got to do that. But you know, like it's not like a hard damn. Like damn, that's gonna suck.
Damn. You don't have to remember anything else about the movie. We talked about it.
All right. We talked about all of it?
We talked about it for 20 minutes.
That's impressive. I thought we were talking for like in half an hour.
Well, we talked about it real time for like probably 13 minutes, but I can still make an episode out of that if we
Should we talk about it more?
Do you have... All right, we will. Let me ask you a question.
She shot the person's head in the sky.
Was there a thing that you particularly were like, oh, I like that. That's funny or that's good? Or was there a specific high point for you? The thing you were just saying.
Like kicking like...
No, I get you. When the guy and his bossy girlfriend, he was burying his mom out there.
Yeah, I can't explain the story because it's so like weird and it cracks me.
It's so bizarre. It's like a bunch of everybody.
That's
in
how
this
I feel
movie,
about the whole movie, though. Like,
everybody in this entire movie is a caricature of a person.
Yeah, but in subtitles.
But because it's every single person, it works better.
I think, yeah. So we got a lot of spiders themes going on here.
You talking about the studio?
Yeah, the studio.
Yeah, it's pretty spooky in here.
You got a mouse.
Yeah. Those are rats.
You got
yeah,
some
yeah,
mouse
there's
fuckings
rats.
over here.
Yeah,
Look at
exactly.
this.
Thank you.
What is going on?
There's two rats fucking
Danny,
over there.
that's your wall.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like it, though.
Bro, you look at this fucking clown you have to jerk off to get out of the room.
I am actually... We started off tonight, and I was terrified from the start.
He likes you to twist the tip and punch it, you know?
I don't see it. What
on the door?
Oh, that crazy fucking thing. I can't do this. That's the best. You might end up...
Almost too much for you?
I'll have to kick it. And it's going to be your door. And I'm like, it's your door.
No. No, don't do that. So...
Hey, by the way, I was in Mexico recently.
Yeah.
I've been there down on their Independence Day kind of week where they celebrate their independence from Spain. Like, they dress up as, like, the Day of the Dead, so they have the costumes, but the skeleton costume.
Okay.
Like, they have, like, skeleton costume people around, and then they got people...
You're talking about
September 15th, 16th. I guess, like, they kind of do the... So, the 16th is funny because they use it like 4th of July, but it's more like New Year's Eve. So, they celebrate it. Independence Day was on the 15th. Like, that's when they got their independence, but the following day they celebrate. So, like, we do New Year's Eve and then New Year's.
Yeah.
That's how they do their Independence Day, where we just do 4th of July is 4th of July. I don't know. I could be completely wrong because
you're probably pretty close.
I tried to explain
that sounds at least 85% right to me. And that's a lot.
And that's cultural for me. I can't speak a whole lot of Spanish, but I'm close. So I'm asking the question, and he's like, "Yeah, see," and I'm like, I think I'm onto something." So I could have interpreted that completely wrong. So the entire story could be fabricated at this point. I have no idea, Danny.
Okay, that's fair. That's totally fair. Play the next segment of the show. Play the next segment of the show.
Hey, what you watching?
Squid Games?
Is that what you've been getting into?
I have.
Yeah, how is it?
So I watched it when it was like, I don't want to be a first person, but like I was like, it was on trending top 10 on Netflix. I was like, it was like 8 or 9. I was like, I'm gonna go watch that. I didn't think a lot of people would like it because it's dubbed and you can obviously tell like the speak over. So like the speak over part of it, it's like if you can get beyond that, you can watch this show and be good.
There's some stuff that just doesn't translate.
But if you can't get beyond like someone speaking over like the English to Koreans, like if you can't get beyond like someone speaking a different word than that was coming out of their voice acting, then you're not gonna like the show. If you can get beyond that, it's a great show. I loved it.
It's great, man. Yeah, I liked it too. Like I was telling you earlier, Alice in Borderland,
right?
Very similar. If you like Squid Games, you'd like Alice in Borderland.
And did we talk about the connection? The protagonist?
Oh, it's zombies.
No, the protagonist.
The connection between the two movies is that they're both zombie movies.
Squid Games.
One's about zombies, and the other one is also about zombies and jujitsu.
Talking about zombies, have we made it like on the show? Have we done we haven't. This is the first episode of zombies that you've done, right? As a movie, right?
Yeah.
And so we haven't gone really down the path of how, like, what's the best zombie movies and why do you like them situations, right? So let me ask you,
comedy.
So what are maybe top 3 zombie movies you like, and then what kind of zombies do you like?
Dawn of the Dead, Shaun of the Dead.
Nice. Okay.
Train to Busan.
Oh. So. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, no, that's just for me in that order, but I like them for different reasons. But if I had to rank them just on gut feeling alone, that would be where I'd put them.
Train to Busan is either 1 or 2 for me. I don't know what I could put first, but I'm like, can I put this first? As a zombie movie? I was like, can I? Maybe. But like
you can, yeah.
Like World War Z is great. Not great. Not.
I didn't care that much for World War Z.
I don't want to say great. Let me back that phrase up. World War Z is
fun.
It's fun. It's an action movie. It's an action movie.
Yeah.
Like the zombies that you are terrified in, you want to be terrified in World War Z, are what is terrifying in Train to Busan, because they are scary and they're coming at you full speed.
Yeah.
But it becomes overwhelming on World War Z. It's like it doesn't really.
Right.
It's like whatever.
Like I don't know,
it's
two hand grenades. Like when they're all piling up on the shit. I feel like a belt full of hand grenades would take care of that whole thing.
Like that whole scene where they're all the zombies are hanging on to the back of the train. It's like. I'm like, they can't hang on that long. I was like, there's no way this bridge is going to make it.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're making a bridge of zombies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they were.
I was like, there's like 4 people hanging on. There's no way you can keep up with the train and all those people.
Right.
I was being too logical at that point.
Well, I mean, like with their guts getting a truck, like drug across the gravel. And then they did give up. You know what I mean? They got to where the train's speed overtook. Well, that's where I was concerned, though. I was like, man, at a certain point, if you had enough zombies on there, that train wouldn't move anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's only got so much torque. Once the weight overtakes the torque.
Well, the train has 0 resistance besides what's like bugging it. It's like, get off me. It's like, there's no resistance in front of me.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Slowly overtook it like some sort of Train to Busan.
Yeah, the train is actually terrifying. If you ever think about a train,
yeah.
There's no stopping that thing unless it wants to stop.
They're so scary. Answering the tough questions here on It's Just Two Movies.
I mean, they're on 2 rails.
2 rails. And it's just
they're going
gmail.com.
Real fast. Probably real fast.
Real fast. Add It's Just Two Movies on Twitter. And
everybody knows it's not going to stop.
Everybody knows. So you might as well follow, like, and subscribe and leave a comment. You can do it in an app on whatever platform you're on.
So if you wanted to see a dead body,
you could just go look at one on Google.
Or you could watch the other 80s movie, I can't remember, are they on a train track? I'm pretty sure at some point.
Yeah, they're probably on a train.
So train tracks are scary. That's what I'm getting to, I think.
Yeah, I think that's where you're going.
That's where we headed.
I could be wrong.
Train tracks in general, in either America or in future Japan, Korea, I mean.
Little on the creepy side.
They're always going to be creepy.
Yeah, because occasionally a thing goes through there that will just sever.
And it warns you.
Yeah.
But if you get in front of it and it's, within a certain time frame.
Game over, bitch.
Not really a whole lot else going on there.
Yeah.
You ever watched Polar Express? I haven't.
I've never seen Polar Express.
What's the other movie that goes around the world in a nice train?
In a nice train?
Mm-hmm. That's how they live.
They live in a nice train?
An ice train. I guess.
An ice
around
train.
The world.
That's not a nice train.
It might be a nice train. It's like
it could be
fancy.
A nice train. I suppose whether it's an ice train or not, it could still be a nice train. No, I've never seen it.
There's a show. What is the fucking show? I think they made it like a good show out of it. Hold on.
Hey, what you watching?
Yeah, is there anything else you've been watching or reading or listening to
so
you would like to tell people about?
So I mentioned earlier, it's kind of weird having a nephew that's kind of like preteen scenario.
Yeah.
And like throwing like some shows my way. Where I'm like, huh.
Does he have good taste?
He has good taste. Because I'm like, he was like, hey, because like, maybe 2 years ago, I was like, hey, watch this anime show. And I was like, let's see if you like it. And that's the popular thing with these, like...
Oh, they love it.
Almost middle school kids. Like, that's what they're doing. They're absorbing Korean, Japan culture. Oh, yeah. And they're like, this is awesome. I'll read this. I don't care.
Yeah.
My nephew, he was like, hey, watch, have you seen Tokyo Revengers? I was like, no, that sounds new. Not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Alright.
and then it's on 2 seasons, so I watched all of them. And on the second season, I'm like, oh, that gets kind of deep. So it's like have you ever watched? Well, you've watched it, but it's like the Butterfly Effect, but on a Korean show.
Okay.
So like the Butterfly Effect movie, right?
Yeah.
Where he goes back and tries to change time. It's always that concept, but it's on a show.
Okay.
So it's interesting how like they used basically that premise and made a show out of it.
Well, I think they did that with like Limitless too, didn't they? Yeah, that was a show.
Yeah, but he didn't have the ability to go back and change time like Butterfly Effect.
Okay.
Where Ashton Kutcher went back and changed multiple times, and he's like, "Well, this isn't the area that I wanted to go into."
And then he's in a wheelchair. And
he's
then
like, "Well, this was a stupid future."
Yeah, they're all stupid futures. Right? Isn't that the gimmick of the movie?
Yeah.
Only the one future that he's from is the one that works.
But it sucks because he sucks in that future.
Yeah, he does suck.
So it's like he went to the wrong. He just stopped trying at some point.
Yeah.
It's like,
didn't we watch a movie where we were like, there Ashton Kutcher is the crossdresser in this movie?
I'm pretty sure he was.
Was that fucking?
It's like,
oh god, that pool movie with Freddie Prinze.
Oh, Freddie Prinze Jr.
Was that one?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was.
I'm almost. They took it off IMDb.
No, he's scrubbed. He's scrubbed from being in it.
Like they took him off, but he was 100% in that movie as a cross-dresser woman.
And that is a cold hard fact, internet.
Ashton Kutcher.
That has no such thing as short-term memory.
You need to hashtag
you hear me, internet?
And
Add it's just 2movies@gmail.com if you know who else that was, because it sure looks like Ashton Kutcher.
He needs to own it. He just hashtag it. That's me.
Yeah. Probably the best part of the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's me. My bad.
Oh, that movie was a hot piece of shit.
That movie sucked. This one was much more fun.
This movie is also kind of a hot piece of shit, but at least it's funny.
Like if you can get through the first part.
So, all right, here we go. It's the segment of the show from the internet, man.
Oh, I don't remember this show.
Well, we got a quick segment.
Oh yeah.
What was your favorite in a movie unexpected character death?
I like it. So
you can think. You can think on it.
Yeah, no. Honestly, I thought it was going to be kind of a typical American zombie movie where the strong survive situation. Mm-hmm. This movie failed to deliver on that part. Where the big guy that we like, that was 5'10", like jacked. When he got bit, I was like, oh, they're getting serious. They're picking people off.
Yeah. Like main characters. Like, yeah. And then the old lady after him.
I didn't care for her that much. Like, I mean, she was the main character. It was weird. It was weird that she went out the way she did.
Yeah.
But, once he got bit and it's like, oh, he's fair game. And then they went after the baseball kid. Mm-hmm. It's like, whoa. It's like everybody's fair game at this point.
I'm just trying to play baseball over here, mister. Just trying to, some of the great,
he could have lived too.
Pastime,
he just hung out with his dead girlfriend that got pushed over. Like that one dude was a real jackass.
Oh yeah, for sure. He
was. For 4 scenes straight, he was just pushing people over. Like I'm living.
Just a dick bag.
And then he wanted you to feel sorry at the end, where he's like, "I'm calling my mom."
Yeah,
it's like whatever.
Yeah, I didn't feel sorry for him.
Sorry, whatever.
That guy sucks.
It's like yeah. What other zombie movies? So,
what was your favorite unexpected death?
I thought I said that. Did I just have a conversation about that?
I think you just talked about a different thing for 6 minutes.
I think I talked about that.
What was your favorite unexpected death?
The big guy. I'm pretty sure I just said this.
In the movie we just watched this week?
Is this Rick and Morty?
No, that was your favorite unexpected death, like ever? In cinema? Yeah.
Like ever?
Yeah.
Damn.
I know, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I was like, it's kind of a big question. You just went right for it. I was like, damn. All right.
Not this movie. No, not that movie. What the fuck am I talking about? Ooh, that's a heavy question. I'm not sure. Unexpected death. There's a unexpected outcomes, maybe unexpected injuries, like Star Wars injuries.
Yeah, the Tony Stark death.
Tony Stark death. It's a great death though. Like
Oh yeah,
You could see it
works
coming.
great. Or the Loki, like when Loki got killed in.
I haven't. Hold on, don't ruin Loki the series because I haven't seen it.
No, I'm not. He gets killed in.
Unexpected. It's like, oh, now you're dealing with a powerful fucking person.
Yeah. No, they wrap it all up in a nice, neat little.
So
bow.
like
the series is great.
like,
I'm just talking about in the films.
I think people
Loki gets killed. Like Thanos picks him up and just snaps his neck. I
didn't expect it.
I didn't expect
He's
that.
like-
That is probably one of my favorite ones.
Well, also like Loki's like, you'll never be a god, and he's like, I'm a god killer
No.
basically by just crushing your neck. He
No
doesn't have to say
more-
anything.
yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
titan. I don't need to be a god.
Right,
Whatever you
right.
think you are.
I think that's probably my favorite one. Loki via Thanos.
There's so many good choices out there, so I can't really. I don't want to like. You caught me off guard on this one. I don't want to like throw
Yeah.
something out there that's weak. You know what I mean?
Well, it can be whatever, man.
I can go the sad route.
Liam Neeson in Gangs of New York.
No, not Liam Neeson. Who's the bigger dude?
I'm saying the dad, like
Who's
Leo
the-
DiCaprio's dad. I think it's Liam Neeson, isn't it?
Who's
he dies
the,
like in the first 5
butcher?
minutes.
Not the butcher, but the pig farmer. Wow.
Yeah, the butcher.
No, but the other guy's name-
Daniel Day-Lewis.
No, he's the butcher, but he fights the other guy.
the preacher.
No, not the preacher. That's Leo's dad.
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about.
But the guy that has like the meat cleaver. No, damn it.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to like name this guy and I cannot think of
You
it.
don't know that guy.
I do. Have you ever considered doing a Daniel Day-Lewis movie? This will be kind of hard on this type of show just because
Yeah,
you have
fucking-
to think through that shit.
I love fucking Daniel Day-Lewis.
I do too, but like he is so
You don't-
good in
I'm
the
not-
roles he has. It's
I'm
like
not-
wow.
I'm not 100% sure that I'm not actually Daniel Day-Lewis portraying me as a character.
Exactly, and
Right.
that's what gets confusing.
Yeah.
I have a question. Do you remember the one of the first movies where you're thinking like this is the modern day zombie movie? I have a legit movie where I think I would start would be Vin Rames,
Okay.
where they all go to the mall. That was like kind of
that's
like
that's the Dawn of the Dead remake.
So the Dawn of the Dead did the-
Romero's Dawn of the Dead.
But like, isn't that almost one of the first modern day movies where you think like everybody's gonna go? So they have a plan, kind of maybe, and they're all gonna meet up and like go to the spot and then survive situation. Like that's the first time I feel like I watched a movie that had that premise.
Here's how it happened for me: is I watched White Zombie at a friend's house, and then I watched the original Dawn of the Dead, and then a year later they remade Dawn of the Dead, and then they also made Shaun of the Dead, and then zombies
they made
just
those
caught like
close.
wildfire. It was in everything in pop culture for a
But
really long
like it
time.
started kind of like the modern day started with those like that time frame and those few movies right in there. It's like oh yeah, now the movies are either gonna be fast or they're gonna be slow or they're gonna be.
I mean, you could easily say that White Zombie and the original Dawn of the Dead, George R. Romero's Dawn of the Dead from the 70s are the spark that. I mean, one of the movies that actually made zombies so popular in today's culture is a remake that was also directed by George R. Romero. A remake of one of his earlier films. They just wanted to, they're like, hey, we got more money. The iron's hot. Let's go ahead and strike. And you know what? That remake's pretty good too. It's not bad. I don't hate it. I just, the OG's a little bit better. They make the mall creepier. I don't know how they pull it off.
So could I ask you what? So this is the first horror movie that was a zombie-esque.
I think
movie.
the first one was White Zombie.
No,
I could be mistaken, but I think the first zombie.
Podcast.
Oh,
Not this pile of shit that we just watched.
Okay.
The Kung Fu Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
What did we just watch?
Tokyo Zombie.
Oh yeah, that.
Okay.
What would be your top 5 zombie movies?
Ooh.
So this is the first zombie show on the Ween that you've had. So what are your top 5?
Well, if I had to go like zombie movies, if I had to walk out of this room and watch 5 zombie movies consecutively, I would probably start with one that I actually liked, which would be Shaun of the Dead. Then I would go to Dawn of the Dead. Then I would go to Night of the Living Dead. Then I would probably go to...
What if you had to stay straight on?
Maybe I Am Legend, although the original I Am Legend is like vampires instead of zombies. But I do like the Will Smith version.
I do like the Will. I think there's a story on the Will Smith version that's like there's a lot of stuff behind the like.
Then I would probably go with like maybe They Live, because although they're
28 Days Later.
aliens,
Do you like 28 Days Later?
although they're aliens, aren't they kind of technically zombies?
Which one was it?
They Live
They Live. I haven't watched that one.
with Roddy Piper.
I haven't.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Anyway, carry on. What are your top 5 zombie movies?
Just curious. Have you
You
seen?
son of a bitch. By the way, I want to make this a matter of public record. Jackson has never seen Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, or At World's End.
At World's End, Pirates of the Caribbean.
No. No.
I'm joking. I know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen. I have not. And
You will, though.
I have purposely.
Because I'm making you take them home and watch it. Like that's your homework.
It's purpose. Like sometimes you know something's good and you're like, I don't want to watch it until
Look, if you
I feel
can't
good
make
to
it
watch
back, if you can't make it back in here for 2 months, when you come
Oh,
in, and
I'll
I'm
be
like,
back.
I intro the episode, and I'm
gonna
like,
come back.
welcome back to another episode. Of
I'm just going to show up. You and
My name
Birdman
is Daniel
talking.
King. With me today is Jackson. Hey, Jackson, how'd you like what they call the Cornetto trilogy? Hot Fuzz,
Is that
Shaun of the
Spanish?
Dead, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and At World's End. It's the Cornetto trilogy.
Cornetto.
Yeah,
I thought that was a John Wick or Italian.
that's an ice cream. It's a like an ice cream you buy at a gas station.
Next time,
I know. That's why I'm giving them to you.
So for me, if I were to talk about some of the zombie movies I liked, I don't know what would be first. I do like I Am Legend. I do think it's a good movie. I think there's a good story behind it. The zombies are scary as fuck.
Yeah.
Those are the zombies you get scared of. Like some of the the Walking Dead zombies, nobody's afraid of those.
Right.
28 Days Later.
Those are pretty creepy
Terrifying
zombies.
zombies.
Yeah.
Like the ones that you can't hide from. There's no point in trying to hide, right?
Right.
Like the ones like that, they're gonna find you in a matter of seconds because they can sense everything around them in a 5 feet meter. They're gonna find you. Those are the ones like you have to run. Like you have to run immediately. Otherwise, like
What else you got?
you're gonna get
That's
bit by
2.
dentures.
That's 2 out of 5. What else you got?
What about Resident Evil? I love Resident Evil.
The
The Umbrella Corporation.
I actually really like the first 2 Resident Evil movies, and I've watched all of them, and the rest of them are all a miss for me. But I really like the first 2.
I am in agreement. I love the first 2. The first 2 are like you're like, oh man, this company did this. I think where it gets into the weeds when it starts to do video games and it spaces the movies out. Like you can't really follow. It's like
Alice isn't a Resident Evil character from the first 2 games. That they made her specifically just for the movies.
You're right.
And it's a good expansion on the lore that was pre-existing from the games. You know what I mean?
But I think where they kind of start to lose people is like they start telling the good
When they
stories on
just
one
keep
side,
doing it, yeah,
and then on the other side they just continue the good story and forget about the cinema side. It's like,
right.
well, that kind of sucked. Like, what happened there? So I would say
that's 3. You got 2 left. Pick 2 more zombie movies that you've seen, you son of a bitch.
How about
it?
Okay, Zombieland. I like Zombieland.
Oh yeah, Zombieland's actually really good too. I forgot all about that.
I haven't seen Double Tap. I don't know why I haven't seen it. I just haven't. I'm
fine.
weird.
It's not as fun as the first one.
The first one was
pretty good.
Pleasantly a surprise. Like when it came out, you're like, oh, they made it funny. Like,
yeah, they made it fun.
And they gave you kind of rules, all that type of stuff. And it's like they did it like a video game kind of movie scenario where it's
you know what would bump Zombieland off your list maybe, or bump it down a peg? Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Well, I definitely need to watch it. I'm going to, so.
Yeah. Like
what do you think about
tomorrow?
What do you think about just sci-fi horror movies? I don't know if we've talked about it, Pandorum with I don't remember his name, but it's a space, like, so space horror. How do you like that? Alien, we talked about that earlier.
Space horror really fucks me up because I like space exploration stuff, so I read a lot about it.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat with there.
And knowing more about it just makes it more terrifying because it's such an inhabitable place for you to be. Like, it is such an inhabitable place for a human being to be.
You're a human and you're not your comfort zone. You're never going to be in your comfort zone in a space movie.
No.
Like, you're always, like, every conscious feeling you have is just not, you're surviving. That's what you're trying to do, no matter what. In a space movie.
Yeah.
Even, like, what space movie have you watched that was like, oh, that's funny?
Man, the first space movie I ever watched,
Spaceballs or something,
probably Apollo 13.
Right? It's all tense. Everything is tense up there. It's
because they're in fucking
safe.
space. They're in fucking space. You're just in a tiny little metal bean floating through a fucking vacuum that's made to destroy you. I gotta piss.
I'm gonna name 2 movies real quick.
Name them. Do it while I'm
No, it's terrible. We gotta talk about it.
No, you think of them.
All right, hold on.
Write them down. Text them to yourself. Whatever you gotta do.
So Danny wants me to watch Shaun of the Dead. I'm looking at movies right now. I see Juan of the Dead. I wonder if that's any good. What do you think about Tremors? You think it's a horror movie or a thriller movie? Like if it's supernatural, I think at a certain point it becomes a non-horror movie. It's like, oh, that's just sci-fi. But it's terrifying at the same time, right? So me and Danny talked about Promethean earlier. And that's almost a sci-fi scary movie. Like, you could be scared because the entire time you're never safe. You're in space. That's not our habitat. You can't just take off your helmet and hat and relax. You gotta be on your toes out there. It's kind of terrifying. I'm not sure if I could do it. I remember watching, was it Mars? Whatever the fuck, the Red Planet or something. And there was I'm just here talking about Mars.
Okay.
What was the movie Mars where they went into like the dome?
The Martian?
No, it was like a 2000s movie where
Is it just called
Journey
Mars?
to Mars or something. But like,
yeah, whatever. I think I know what you're
but like
talking
they go
about.
to Mars.
Hell was on Mars?
No, it's like the opposite. Like they will go into like a building. They don't know it's a building. They don't know it's a door at the very end where they're all about ready to die. And they're like trying to harvest like crops before and they can't do it for like a year. And then
Interstellar.
Not Interstellar. No. No, it's like a 2000s movie.
I don't know, man.
Journey to Mars, something, whatever.
Sounds good.
Like they walk into like on Mars, they walk into like a door and it becomes like white. It's like, oh, they're in heaven. I think I don't know what's going on there.
I know what movie you're talking about. I don't know what it's called.
But I keep thinking Mars Attacks, and then I look at the aliens, and I'm like, that's completely opposite of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, Mars Attacks is pretty fun though.
It's a fun movie.
It's not a zombie movie.
It's a fun movie though, right?
You had to name 2 more zombie movies. What were they?
Did I not say?
I don't know. I wasn't in here. I had to go take a piss. If you were just in here talking while I was gone, I don't know.
I was. I was talking to myself in my beer in my hand.
We'll count it. We'll count it as good. We rated
Warm Bodies.
This.
I do like Warm Bodies. That was a decent movie.
I also like Warm Bodies. Yeah, it's like kind of a rom-com situation, but I did enjoy it.
I like how they handled it. Like, there's not a whole lot you can do with slow walkers, right? With the zombie scenario. It's like, there's not, I mean, you could do a thriller scenario with Jason or Michael, but it's when zombies come around, it's like, they gotta do something. They gotta be close to you, so you better figure it out.
Right.
I think Warm Bodies does that. Like, there's some tension always, and they make the tension. It's weird how you can make tension out of something you feel like you just get away from.
They make the weird, like, psychological, romantic connection where it shouldn't be. Yeah, and
especially in that movie.
Works out, yeah.
Especially in that movie, he's like, why am I dead?
Right.
Like what if, like, zombies actually... That's the movie's question. What if zombies actually started thinking? The whole thesis of the movie.
Yeah. Which they also did in Night of the Living Dead 2, I think.
Like, how I mentioned earlier, how close society would be to chaos is just a couple, maybe videos or, like, questions away from structure.
Yeah.
Like, on the train to Busan. Like, the old ladies look at the protests, and they're like, oh, we wouldn't do that when our age. And it's like, but that's not... They're not protesting. They're... zombies. like it's only a half a second or so away, like on the train to Busan. It's like structural breakdown in how people act. You're gonna find out real fast on those movies.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I like Train to Busan, because actually, like, how would it actually happen? You know what I mean? It's like, how would the fall actually happen? Like, who would turn out and who would just fall?
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Well, I don't know about you. I've exhausted everything I've got about...
I forgot the entire second movie, so...
Good. That's probably a good thing. I
won't say anymore.
Your grandkids will probably be thankful that that's what happened.
So should we give thumbs? We haven't given thumbs on the second part of it.
We didn't?
We did.
I thought we did.
Did we? I'm not sure.
I don't know. Give me jujitsu
I definitely
thumbs.
thought about it.
Give me jujitsu zombie thumbs.
The more I thought about it, the less...
Give me zombie jujitsu
So
thumbs.
if I'm doing jujitsu zombie thumbs...
You are.
I mean, I'm walking pretty slow, so I got to rate this a little slower than I got to think about it. I got to process my zombies. So jujitsu even adds a layer, because I got to figure out how to bend.
I'm gonna give it a hard 8.5. You'll get there. I'm gonna interject. I'm gonna give it a hard 8.5. I fucking love this movie. The comedy just works for me. It's a weird science fiction world that they've made here. And it's kind of charming, and there are bits of it I kind of hate, but that's also what I like about it, is it's got something grounded.
All right, Danny, I'm going to round up.
Okay, round up.
I'm going to make it an 8.
Okay.
The reason I want to feel so a bit lower is because it confused the shit out of me.
Right, I bet so.
The movie was confusing.
It's all in subtitles, so if you miss 45 minutes of it, it's going to be really confusing.
Like, if you're laughing, just messing around, and you're not paying attention, like, there's probably a sentence there that it could totally throw the whole movie, like, Luke, I'm your father, or something. It's like, wow.
Oh, man.
You missed the entire comedy.
It's like a subtitled Naked Gun. It's great.
Yeah, Naked Gun or Spaceballs.
Yeah.
What are there,
Speaking of balls.
You guys aren't going to start sucking each other's dicks, are you?
Let's go that phone talk! We're a one-eyed Batman!
Can I make a suggestion that doesn't involve violence? Or is this the wrong crowd?
Maybe we should call in a bomb threat to Houston. I think it's free beer night at the Astrodome.
We're Jedi, Bob. We don't fight with guns, we fight with our mind.
Cousin business is booming.
That is one big pile of shit.
Jog on.
It's Just Two Movies is a production of Blue Cheese and Bacon Studios and can be found wherever you get your podcasts.
They show a little clip, and this is one of my favorite clips from the whole movie, where there's like a bunch of zombies dangling from a helicopter.
What you watching?
Yeah, we got What You Watching.
We're doing the Ween. Is there a dance to the Ween?
There can be.
Imagine a dance.
Is that what you're doing now?
I'm thinking the 50s, like hip shake.
Oh, that's what the kids are calling it these days, the Ween. You just do a little... It's kind of like the jitterbug, but a lot less intense.